What's going on, everybody? This is Laughcraft. This is episode 30. Yeah, we're made it all the way to 30. Cannot even believe that. It's been, what, 30 weeks since we started? I mean, I guess we're doing an episode
That's
a week.
crazy.
So, yeah, that is crazy. Um, but yeah, I mean, the new system's released this week. Nintendo still is selling like crazy. And yeah, we're just going to talk about what we've been playing too. So, you want to start us off, Jonathan?
Jonathan, what have you been playing this week? I don't think I've touched a video game all week, Matthew.
What have you been doing this week in general, though?
See, that I can talk about. I've been in the process of designing a deck of cards. So it's sort of a game.
Yeah. It can be. I mean, if you release it on phones, like it could be a whole like Android solitaire. I don't know.
Oh my god. It could be if I decide to go the digital route. No, I was thinking of actually putting it on a Kickstarter, but we'll see.
Okay.
I found out how to like make them, design them, and then I'm gonna order them and see what they feel like. And
Yeah.
if I like it, I might put it on Kickstarter. So
I
we
mean,
will see.
yeah, the different companies can make like higher quality cards. So, I mean, when you look at pricing and stuff, you could like, I guess, get testing of different stuff. And if you put it on Kickstarter, like the different Kickstarter, if you hit a certain number, you could be like, okay, I'll do better quality cards, or so forth. So
Yeah, it'll be like a first edition. Trying this whole thing out, it honestly was just like, all right, one day the idea hit me, and I'm just like, all right, let's just go ahead and start making them. But yeah, I've been enjoying it. I actually love like drawing, so the fact that I can like move that into something like a product would be cool.
yeah, no, definitely. And it looks great. So I'm excited to see a deck of cards. I'll definitely back you on Kickstarter.
Thanks, Matthew.
So I mean, Kickstarter, I get stuck on there all the time. So I mean, if I could actually purchase something that you made would be cool. So
I'd appreciate that, Matthew. All right, Matthew, tell me what games you've been playing this week.
so mainly this week, Call of Duty Cold War came out, and I've been playing that on my Xbox One. And I've been enjoying it. Yeah, been playing that a little bit. I put about maybe 4 hours in it, maybe. Like I've just like started playing. Like I took a trip this weekend, didn't have my Xbox, but it's fun. I still enjoy like shooting people. If that makes sense.
I don't know if you want to be like on camera saying that.
Shooting people in a video game is what I mean. I'm not like going ballistic.
I don't know. All your paintball stories from back in the day.
Yeah. But no, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. I started up the campaign a little bit just to see what it's like. I haven't really played / beaten a Call of Duty campaign since MW3. So it's been a minute since I've jumped into the Call of Duty campaign, but it looks good on my Xbox One, although I don't have the Series X. It is what it is.
Well, you have the Series X. You just have chosen to be one of the people that sells it on eBay to other individuals.
Yeah, definitely. It's bumped up quite a bit, so we'll see. Like, I feel like I'm not going to be like everyone else that's going to, set the price at 1,000 because I feel like that's a bit ridiculous. But I'll set it to like $100 more to start out and see what happens.
They're going to sell out quickly, but we'll see. Go on.
Yeah, so with the PS5 release, you know how they're doing like this whole like the pandemic, you can only buy it online, you can't buy it in stores. Like, so Sony did this thing like where you can't pre-order in store at all. Like you can only pre-order online, and then you can pick it up in store if you get your pre-order it. Well, since they did the only online thing, bots, like people made bots, are buying like 10 systems like way before anybody can get a system. So they're on eBay right now for PS5 like $1,000, $1,500, and people are like buying these. I'm like, oh my goodness. So
yeah, it pays off to know coding and being able to program a little bot to be online just shopping for you.
Yeah, I mean, if if Sony allowed people to buy them in store, I think it would be less of like people buying like 10 of these systems. Because like when the PS4 and Xbox One released, like they had these bots made back then too, but since you could buy it in store and online wasn't like as big, like bots didn't quickly buy these systems. So
No, I completely understand. This whole week for me, it's just like, oh, we're about like a month or so out from Christmas coming around. I know my cousin was probably trying to buy a PS5 for her husband, and I saw on her Instagram the other day that she was frustrated because she couldn't actually buy it off of like I think it was Walmart that she was trying to pre-order. She's like,
oh yeah,
the whole server like completely crashed, or like people just could not get their orders in.
yeah, because
So,
Walmart posted what like 4 different times that they were going to sell the system, and of course
mhm,
people set their bots to these different times, and they
mhm.
instantly bought them. So yeah, they're going up on eBay like ridiculous prices, and people are paying for them. Like
Yeah.
people should definitely just wait till like January, get past the holidays. I know you might miss it, but you're gonna like be able to buy it for $500 instead of spending 1,500. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I'm just like, okay, so you're gonna spend about like $1,000 or so for this new system when it's regular price 500, and if you would have just waited, you
Yeah,
could have probably bought like 4 or 5 games with that extra $500 that you're spending.
definitely. I think people like, especially this generation, like cannot stand waiting for anything, and so
No.
they're willing to spend the $1,000, $1,500 just to not have like FOMO, fear of missing out,
See, but
which is crazy.
I find it crazy. I'm one of the individuals that I'm just like, you tell me how much it is, and I'm like 500. When's the price gonna drop down to like 300? I don't feel like spending any more than
I don't
that.
see the price dropping from 300 till like 6 years from now. So
It
technology's too
might be.
expensive. So
Then I might wait 6 years, Matthew. That's the thing with me. I'm more of just like I could wait it out. I could.
the SSDs that are in the system right now, at least the one in the Series X, like if you bought that just straight out, is like 250. So like that's like the cost of the system. They're not even counting the chip they have in it. So like they're definitely selling these systems at a loss. Like there's no way they're not. So
Well, you got to think about it. At least for PlayStation, with like the subscription base, they're making their money back off of that. Like, oh, you want to play online, you have to pay us so and so money
yeah.
every month, and that's how they make their money back on that. So yeah, they can lose a little bit money up front, but they're making more money in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, same way with Xbox. You have Game Pass and you have Xbox Live Gold right now. So, I mean, the subscription service is what they're going to make their ton of their money on. While
Hmm.
the system sales, they're going to probably lose, I don't know, they could be losing like $100 a system. I don't know like what their cost ratio is, but I know like on the PS4, like when it released for Sony last year, they were losing like that much money a system. So it's just like crazy, like with their game sales and everything, it outweighs it like a ridiculous amount. That way they can sell the systems for a loss.
Jeez, no, dude. I don't know. If I was okay, sell it at a loss, make it back on the long run. That who's being the more patient one at that point? It's just the
Yeah,
people selling the systems. Like, we'll make it back. It's kind of one of those things where I'm just like, it's ridiculous that people are paying $1,000 or so for it.
yeah, exactly. No, it's crazy. I would never spend that much on a system. Like maybe like if I really wanted the system and it was like $600 like on eBay instead of like $500. Now you're only spending like $100 more. I could see where people like are spending that, but when it's like $1,000 more or even 500, like I'm like, bro, what? You could get two systems for that price. Like it makes no sense to me. So
Exactly. I wonder if there's going to be like any deals like where the games are like bundled in on like Black Friday, which is only a few weeks away, and also you also have Cyber Monday as well.
yeah, GameStop did this thing where they put two games with it to try to stop scalpers, and they tried to sell it for like it was like more with two games. But even the way eBay is going right now, I could see scalpers buying that, which they did, and selling it like separately, you're selling the system for like $1,000, and then you have two games that you could sell just that price, and you would still make way more money than what they're quote unquote stopping scalpers. Like,
Dude, people hustle. People hustle.
They do.
It's America, dude. You know how it's gonna be. It's gonna be any moment where like people are trying to make their money. Holiday season comes around. It's the perfect time because everybody's buying gifts for the holidays. Make your money.
yeah, no, for sure. It's definitely a big thing. Like, I'm not fully against like scalpers. I am when they buy like 15 or so systems. But if you buy like two systems and you want to resell it, like, okay, like that's a business. But like if you're like setting up bots and stuff, I'm like, okay, like I can see where that can be seen as like super anti-consumer. So
2021. Jonathan, did you build a bot? I may have taught people how to build these bots.
exactly. I mean,
I don't know.
it is what it is. I'm not like fully against it, but at the same time, people need to have patience. So.
Yeah, no, if I ever have kids, it's going to be one of those things where my kid's like, oh, I have to have it. I'd be like, you could wait a solid 6 months.
Yeah,
like,
you can definitely wait. You can wait till next Christmas.
Yeah.
When the Halo Limited Edition comes out.
Oh my God. You're still wanting a Halo Limited Edition system. Just keep tweeting out Microsoft and just tell them, it's like, listen, you guys need to build a limited edition and see if they reply to you.
They got to make one at this point. Like the whole thing, like they don't have really any next gen games besides like third party games like Valhalla and all that stuff. Like they don't have any like first party next generation games like this year, and maybe not even next year, like till the end with Halo Infinite. But they got to make it. They'll probably sell two systems at that point. The people that already bought it.
Matthew, what are you gonna do? Before a Halo limited edition version of it, they come out with like a Skyrim limited edition version of it.
I'd probably buy that too. No, I'm not gonna buy both, but I don't think Skyrim's gonna come out next year. I think it's a 2022 game, so we'll see. And okay. I think it's gonna like butthurt a lot of Sony fans because I just can't see it coming to the Sony system. When Microsoft owns an IP, I can't. People are like, it's gonna come. I'm like, no, it's not.
No, it's gonna be PC and Xbox exclusive. I can definitely see that happening because I do not see it come. I'm sorry, Sony, but I just don't see it happening. But no, I saw Marcus Brown review video on the PlayStation 5. It was interesting seeing like the middle part of the PlayStation is like fingerprint magnets. So I don't know. With little kids, I could see them just like touching it all the time, and leaving fingerprints all over it. But we'll see. I haven't seen any reviews on the Xbox just yet, and I'm probably going to do that later this week.
Yeah, no, the reviews on the Xbox say it's an amazing system, but they don't have any like next gen games to play. So that's always their like con on it right now. So I feel like when those actual games come out and they're like truly made for the Series X, it's gonna look amazing. So,
who's sold out more systems currently?
Definitely PlayStation.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, like with Spider-Man, it's just
I mean Miles Morales. Everybody like jumping on that train. I mean, they have a bigger install base from the PS4, so people are like, "Ooh, Sony, everything." So. I mean, you even have Sony fans buying the system, like the Series X, and putting vape in the system, make it look like it's smoking. Like, you're like, why would you even do that? But people want to hate on Xbox so much, but it's like, it is what it is.
I love how Xbox sends out a tweet. I can't believe we have to say this, but please don't blow vape into the system.
Yeah, you wouldn't think people do that either. The system costs $500, and people are like, "Ooh, I'm gonna blow vape in it." I'm like, no.
Yeah, just imagine you get your whole new system and it's running perfectly fine, and some idiot comes along and it's just like, "Oh, let me blow some vape into this."
Yeah, people might die if that happens. Like, I can't even see it. But I went to Best Buy this weekend, just like walk around, and I saw
Hmm.
like they had like the PS5 like sitting in a case where people could play it. That thing is so big in real life. Like
Is
if
it
you're just
really?
yeah, if you're just like walking in it and looking at it, compared to the Series X, like is like this little box. Like the PS5, my goodness, it definitely stands out in a room. Like there's no way it
Oh,
doesn't.
God. I wonder if it's going to be noisy. I didn't really see anything where like you have to worry about it, but I wonder like over time with like dust being collected into it, will it be like a noisy system?
So far, like both systems have done a lot of work to make it like not noisy at all. And so far, from what I've listened to and read, like the PS5 disc version, like the $500 one, is noisy when you put a disc in it. Like that whole disc drive is super noisy, whereas the
Hmm.
Series X, zero noise, like at all. So I think people are going to run into where like the disc drive, like if it gets dusted and stuff, especially on a PS5, might like make a lot of loud noise. Because if you look at like I watched Spawnwave, he takes apart like the system and stuff. Like he took apart the PS5, and it definitely looks like, and he even said it himself, like the disc drive on the PlayStation was definitely an afterthought. They were like, oh yeah, we can put one on there. Whereas I think the digital version for the PS5 was like what they intended it to be. So like they
Gotcha.
didn't put a lot of noise canceling stuff in the disk drive, whereas the Series X, like they wanted a disk drive from the get go. So they did like a lot of work to make it like no noise at all in the entire system.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I find it so interesting. I mean, like, we're always back to the physical versus digital discussion, and I think that'll just continue for the next few years, if not forever. I just was thinking the other day, I'm just like, dang, let's look back a few years, and there was Blockbuster before there was ever Netflix. Blockbuster ended up going out of business, um,
That's because
and
they didn't
Netflix ended up,
innovate. They didn't innovate.
yeah, they didn't innovate at all. And I'm just like wondering, this is like, all right, how far along until, GameStop, uh, will they innovate or will they not? Or will they be replaced with like people just like Nintendo with their market? Will the same thing happen?
Yeah,
So I just find it so interesting. I'm just like I see it like a kind of like resemblance, especially with like again digital versus physical, and being able to innovate and keep up with the current market and the trends that are currently going on.
yeah. I think if they can figure out, especially with digital, if they can figure out how a way they like you get a certain code like when you buy the game and that's your code and you can like sell that to other people and they would get like the rights to that game, if that makes sense. Because right now if you
Hmm.
buy digital, like you can't trade that back in, you can't sell that to anyone else, like it's just your thing. Whereas if they made it like, I don't know like how they would really do it, but if they made it where you could like sell that game and that's one purchase copy of that game to other
Hmm.
people, and people would still be able to make a profit off their digital game. Because I think still one of the fears is, number one, like you're stuck with this game even after you beat it, and number two, like what if you buy this game and you hate it? Now you're stuck with this digital version and you can't like
Hmm.
sell it back for anything. So
Yeah, no, I find that interesting. It isn't like Xbox having like the Game Pass where you can play like multiple different games as long as you have that Game Pass.
yeah.
Like I find that a very similar thing to what like Netflix did, where like, oh, okay, we not only just let you have one movie, we let you have like all these other movies. So like I just see like digital in the future being like the way to go, but that's always my opinion. And I don't feel like getting into that big fight at the moment. But speaking of like streaming services, Google is sending me over a Stadia. I think I was telling you about
Yeah.
that earlier this week. Like, I got offered a free one. I'm like, it's free. Might as well take it. I get 3 months of like being able to play on the Stadia system. I'll probably be reviewing it. Um, and then I think starting February, it's like $10 a month. But I know that I'm not the only one, but I found that interesting. I'm like, okay, Google's not giving up on Stadia just yet. I feel like they're continuing with it.
Yeah, they gave all YouTube Premium pretty much a code for Google Stadia. So if you were already like a YouTube Premium subscriber, they gave you a code for it. I think it is to like get more systems in people's hands and to see if they like it. But then again, like it's all based off your internet connection. And I mean, if we know like my internet connection, there's no way I would be able to run Google Stadia. So I mean, I think it's Google Stadia is more catered to people like Dylan that have the gig, download and upload. You know what I'm talking about? So
Hmm.
I think for the market right now, I think Google Stadia is not like give it like 2 years, and then maybe people can start having like better internet connection. But I think just with the cost of internet right now, a lot of people don't have like good internet. So
No, that's understandable. We'll see. I mean, just like things are innovating continuously, especially with 5G coming out, and I don't know. Before long, 6G's something around the corner, and I'm just like, geez. I remember when we all just had like 3 bars on our phone, trying to like move our phone to the right spot, just being able to get the right signal, just to be able to send this text message, not even download or view a video or any of that.
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I have 5G right now on my phone, and it's been great so far. So um, I like newer speeds, everything like with technology innovating every year. It's gonna be great. I'm excited for like this new console generation, and just everything. So
Yeah, oh, something that I was meaning to bring up. I saw how big Spider-Man was. I don't think it's that huge of a game. It's still like 30 gigabytes, but I don't think it was like the like a massive file that we were thinking that it was going to be.
well, if you have Spider-Man the original on your system as well, it adds up to like 100.
That's what it was.
Yeah, so like, and Call of Duty is still like 138 gigs on the new systems. So you can have like Call of Duty, Spider Man, and like 5 other games.
Yeah, storage is continually having to be developed, dude. I don't think that's ever gonna like it's ever big enough. Like I know with me just in my PC, I'm just like I need more space. I need to go get another SSD eventually because like you run out of space.
Yeah, I know you do. I mean, I got a 4 terabyte drive for my Xbox One, and half of it's like full now. So, but I mean, just that's like 2 terabytes of games. Like, and I know like the Series X only has a terabyte. So, so
Oi, 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 oi. Well, I'm just gonna continue to play on my Switch and
hmm
hope for a 4K version of it because
yeah. Speaking of the Switch, now 23 months in a row, they've been the top selling system, which is crazy. And they recently released sales numbers for October just to say like, hey, like we're still selling systems like crazy. And you have to go back to 2008 with the Wii to see a system that sold more during that month, which is insane. They sold like 800,000 Switches, and I think the Wii in 2008 sold 808,000. So it's just like crazy to see the sales. And if you remember, like back in 2008, the Wii was like the thing. Like everybody wanted
it
it.
was.
Like if you didn't have a Wii, you were like it was a system. So
Yeah, no, I know because like I enjoyed the Wii, I enjoyed creating the little Mii's. I definitely enjoyed playing all the sports with like my family, and I always remember coming over and we play like Wii bowling or something weird. It'd always be fun. Like I don't
yeah,
think we spent like one weekend where we didn't play the Wii.
yeah, no, because that was my first system, and I think the only system I've ever gotten on launch day. So like, I think it was like a lot of fun to like play. We were actually late to our Christmas that year, like playing bowling and stuff. I think we were like
Yeah,
an hour and a half late to my grandparents' Christmas because we were like bowling and playing tennis with my family. So it was a lot of fun. I think like Nintendo always has like the ways to innovate the gaming space. Like you have the
hmm,
Switch, which is like both portable and you can dock it. Like I think that's amazing. I'm excited because people say there's going to be a new iteration next year, but we'll see. I'm excited for what Nintendo brings because they're still selling systems like crazy, and yeah,
yeah, we're all having fun with it, dude. I don't think there's ever like a oh, if friends come over, what system are we gonna play on? It's more of like, okay, we have a Switch, we're gonna play on this. Like that's the easiest like Oh, friends are coming over. Let's play with this. Oh, we're going on a long trip. Let me just bring my Switch. Play on this all the entire time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, this year I brought it on a plane ride. Like I was playing um, Link's Awakening, so it was a lot of fun. I think it's just like the portable aspect, and you can bring your dock and you can set it up to any TV. Like I think that has made it like more accessible to more people. So that's why it
Hmm.
keeps doing like killer sells. So I'm excited to see what it comes because like when the system sells more, like third parties jump on hopefully, and then you like next year is supposed to be the biggest year ever for Nintendo. So we'll see. Like they're supposed to Breath of the Wild 2. We're supposed to it's Zelda anniversary, so we'll probably get a Zelda collection. Like I'm excited to see like what comes. Maybe they'll do the Minish Cap remake. We'll see.
Dude, they do a Minish Cap remake. I'm buying it. I'm buying it. That was the first ever Zelda game that I ever played.
Yeah, so there's people excited to see what Nintendo does next year. Hopefully, we get Metroid Prime Trilogy because Metroid Prime 4 is probably coming out in 22. So we'll see. I think I'm excited to see what's to come. And yeah,
All right, Matthew. Any last words, or are we forgetting a subject?
I don't think we're forgetting any subjects. Last words. Thank you for watching. We're on episode 30.
Yeah, big old 3-0.
Exactly. 30 weeks of doing this. I still enjoy podcasts. We're going to keep it going. And yeah, hope you enjoy. Hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and yeah, keep watching.
We just need a recording of all your little soundtracks to just be able to press play. That's what I need, Matthew.
Definitely do.
All right, thank you so much, guys. We always appreciate it, and we will see you next week.
All right, adios.
Adios.